Our story begins across the 19th century, in colonial Vietnam, where the fusion of culinary cultures laid the foundation for the legendary journey of bread. Imagine ancient stone ovens, where the warmth and aroma of bread began to spread, shaping a rich culinary tradition. The first loaves of bread appeared simple and unpretentious, yet they formed the solid foundation for what would later become an icon. Under profound cultural influence, the Vietnamese sandwich took shape, creating a unique blend of indigenous tradition and Western innovation. Over time, the sandwich did not remain static, but gradually adapted, becoming a deeply ingrained culinary symbol of the Vietnamese people. Right in the old markets, the appearance of a simple loaf of bread marked the beginning of a true culinary revolution. And on the bustling streets of that time, people witnessed the birth of a new, unique dish that would later conquer the world.
That great journey begins with the most basic grains of wheat. Through the ancient milling process, step by step, the wheat grain transforms into flour, giving soul to the bread. In the art of baking, every pound of flour is carefully measured, symbolizing the absolute meticulousness of the traditional craft. When placed in the oven, the flour seems to come alive, revealing the secret of its natural fermentation process. This is when each tiny yeast particle begins to work, creating a microscopic dance that brings life and flavor to the bread. Under skillful kneading, the magical gluten network gradually emerges, creating the perfect structure for the bread. The gluten strands intertwine like a microarchitecture, supporting and creating the characteristic chewiness and elasticity. This is what sets the two worlds apart. While European bread is typically dense and heavy, Vietnamese bread is light and delicate, marking an interesting culinary evolution. Once the Vietnamese baguette is perfectly shaped, it's ready for its transformation in the hot oven. The heat from the modern oven will transform the soft dough, creating a crispy and fragrant loaf. On the crust, the Maillard reaction takes place, creating its distinctive flavor, color, and unmistakable crispness. The moment the golden brown loaf of bread is taken out of the oven, the warmth emanating from it signals absolute perfection. Hundreds of fresh, golden, crispy loaves of bread line up, ready for their next journey. That freshly baked loaf of bread, simple yet perfect, deserves to be an icon of Vietnamese cuisine. With just a light touch, the crust crumbles in an instant, the crisp sound revealing the subtlety within. Hidden beneath the crust is an airy interior structure, perfectly suited to absorbing all the wonderful flavors that follow. When you tear open the soft interior, you discover the chewiness and delicate flavors hidden deep inside. In terms of density, French bread is generally heavier, while Vietnamese bread is lighter, reflecting a strong innovation in culinary thinking. Now we move on to the art of presentation. A sharp knife skillfully shapes and carves distinctive lines across the bread crust. Next comes the fresh aroma of vibrant green herbs, with dewdrops clinging to the leaves, awakening all the senses. Pickled carrots and radishes, undergoing a slow transformation, offer a crisp and subtly sour flavor. The smooth, colorful slices of Vietnamese ham are the soul of the bread. Added to this is the golden, runny yolk of a fried egg, adding richness and a special appeal. Pâté and mayonnaise are spread evenly, creating a soft, creamy base that connects all the ingredients. Grilled meat or shredded chicken is skillfully arranged, each piece offering its own distinct flavor. Crispy pickled carrots and radishes are placed on top, adding vibrant color and balancing the flavors. Finally, fresh green herbs are added, completing the taste and visual appeal of the sandwich. The sauce is gently drizzled, each drop connecting all the flavors, creating a wonderful blend. At this point, the sandwich is complete, revealing its colorful layers of filling, ready to deliver a delightful taste. From street vendors to upscale restaurants, bread is served everywhere, yet it always retains its core values. Carefully packaged, it's ready to take away, spreading its flavor wherever you go. When cut in half, the bread reveals layers of perfect filling, truly a culinary work of art. A gentle touch causes the crust to crumble, revealing the rich flavors waiting inside. But to truly understand this dish, we need to look deeper inside. Inside the bread is a complex, porous structure, like a natural sponge, incredibly magical. That's where the starch granules expand, undergoing a miraculous transformation through gelatinization to create its unique texture. The use of two types of flour with different moisture levels shows how important water is in creating the bread's texture. Heat alters the molecular bonds, creating this magical transformation during baking. As the bread slowly cools, releasing steam little by little, this process creates the perfect crispy crust. The salt, though tiny, dissolves in the water and is essential for flavor and texture. Water molecules bind with gluten, creating elasticity, a key element in the bread structure. Each type of flour possesses unique characteristics, shaping the diversity of bread. In a warm environment, the dough rises, creating millions of air bubbles that shape its porous texture. The surface of the bread is meticulously scored. These cuts expand to create the perfect crust upon baking. Exploring the microstructure of the bread's interior reveals a complex world of hollow spaces and fibers. A cross-section of the crust shows distinct crunchy layers, creating its unique crispness. Under a microscope, comparing two different yeast strains reveals the microscopic diversity in the baking process. The expanding air bubbles push the gluten network, creating the characteristic puffiness and porousness. The surface of the bread, with its tiny air bubbles, creates a unique and appealing crispness. Steam is sprayed into the oven, creating ideal conditions for a crispy, thin crust. The Maillard reaction and caramelization continue on the surface, creating characteristic color and flavor. The bread's texture, ranging from dense to airy, demonstrates the delicate development of the gluten. The thin, almost transparent walls of the bread demonstrate the subtle resilience of its structure. The perfect loaf of bread, radiating warmth, is a work of art combining science and culinary excellence. Looking broadly at global climate patterns, ancient trade routes connected ingredients, shaping this cuisine. The changing weather patterns of wheat fields demonstrate the impact of climate on agriculture. A single drop of water evaporating from a grain of wheat symbolizes the importance of moisture in farming. Moisture affects the bread structure at the molecular level, illustrating the importance of the environment. Comparing bread that spoils quickly in a dry environment to one that stays fresh in a humid one provides a clearer understanding of preservation. Returning to the sandwich in hand, the rich flavors of the complex spices create a wealth of Vietnamese culinary richness. Fresh, green vegetables are meticulously sliced, each piece carrying a refreshing and crisp sweetness. Tiny bubbles escape from the sizzling meat, releasing a rich and enticing flavor. Finely chopped fresh chili peppers add a spicy kick, an indispensable signature touch. The various sauces blend together to create the rich, sweet, salty, and spicy flavors characteristic of bánh mì. The crust of freshly baked bread is delicate, translucent, and slightly warm, signaling its perfect crispness. When gently sliced, it reveals a soft interior, ready to receive wonderful flavors. Fresh ingredients are carefully arranged, waiting to create a perfect loaf of bread. Each ingredient is meticulously placed to create a harmonious blend. The sandwich, generously filled, its layers gently pressed together, reveals an irresistible appeal. When presented elegantly, the perfect lighting enhances its shape and sophistication. The crispy crust crumbles, revealing a soft, fluffy interior, a captivating sound. The perfectly balanced cross-section of the sandwich, with its bread, meat, and vegetables, creates a harmonious and appealing whole. The crunchy pickled carrots glisten in the light, offering a refreshing flavor. The aroma of the bread spreads, a warm, inviting scent that awakens all the senses. It's a blend of exquisite ingredients, each detail a work of art. The golden, crispy crust, with its delicate cracks, reveals perfect fragility. The light sauce drips down, creating a glossy finish that enhances its appeal. The perfect bánh mì is a symbol of cultural fusion and refined culinary artistry. When sliced, each crisp, colorful layer of filling reveals its perfection within. Light shining through the interior reveals its lightness and delicate, airy structure. A harmonious blend of textures, crisp, soft, fresh, and chewy, creates a rich bánh mì experience. The bread rotates gently like a culinary sculpture, celebrating its perfect beauty. The crust gleams like a mini mountain of gold, each detail a micro-culinary wonder. Finally, the complete bread emerges as a culinary masterpiece, concluding this enchanting journey. Thank you for taking the time to explore the fascinating scientific story behind Vietnamese bread. From distant wheat fields to blazing ovens, and finally, the explosive flavor on your tongue, it's all a culmination of history, culture, and science. If you find this information helpful, please subscribe and share the video to spread the love of Vietnamese cuisine to the world. Next time you hold a baguette in your hand, take a moment to savor this wonderful symphony of flavors. Goodbye, and see you again.